Oh, was that a hit or what? Ooh, man, that's a nice fish, Johnny. Oh, yes, nice smallmouth, too.
Nice fish.
Yes. This is affectionately known as a jumbo. Whoa, it is a big crappie.
That's a nice muskie. Look at that.
Well, there's a lot of history here. All of this whole area here, way back when, was a huge lake. It went from Winnipeg down into Minnesota. I mean, many times the size of Lake of the Woods. It was called Lake Agassiz. During the post-glacial age, melting ice formed a massive body of water, even larger in size than Lake Superior. As Lake Agassiz's waters withdrew northward into Hudson Bay, Lake of the Woods became a remnant body of water. Some of the old fur trappers from this area who first came in, and the loggers and some of the settlers. Following the founding of Fort Charles on the lake by explorer Pierre La Vérendrye, Lake of the Woods became a base camp for exploration and opened up the Northwest to trade. Soon after came the golden age of the voyagers, and Lake of the Woods became a major link in their trade route, a junction where furs and goods passed through en route to Lake Superior. Settlers came in droves, transported by steamboats, and were dropped off along the lake shores. Small towns such as Nestor Falls, Sioux Lookout, and Rat Portage, later renamed Kenora, sprang up. I've always considered myself lucky to live so close to Lake of the Woods, most of which lies in Ontario, just above the Minnesota border. I mean, its species list is like a who's who of popular game fish. Muskies, pike, walleye, sauger, perch, crappie, whitefish, lake trout, largemouth, and smallmouth bass, just to name a few. Looks like some boys from Pennsylvania to me.
That's what it is.
And you're Daniel?
I'm Daniel.
John?
This is John.
How you doing?
Good.
This time for muskie and walleye, I'll be sharing the boat with two fortunate winners from Pennsylvania of last year's Chevy Trucks Dream Trip Fishing Sweepstakes. You guys are first time to Lake of the Woods?
Yes. Yes.
It's been quite some time since the father and son have had the opportunity to fish together. So one of my primary goals on this trip is hopefully to inspire them to do more. This lake has got, it's so fertile, it has so many fish. But there's so much lake. I mean, you get down and fish this section here, or up there, and they're like two different worlds.
Yeah, that's all.
They're totally different. Welcome back to Melines Lodge and Guide Service on Lake of the Woods in Ontario, where Chevy Trucks Sweepstakes winners Daniel, John, and I are rigging up for muskie. Oh man, drop your bait, figure 8. That's a 20-pound fish. She's gone.
Yeah.
You brought her in though. They like that butt tail.
Following it.
Make another cast, but see, that's what's hard when you've not fished muskies before, and you see a follow, it's like, oh my God, what is it, you know?
I had never been that close to a muskie before, so to actually see this muskie, which is a pretty good sized muskie, following my bait was something that just kind of set me into a panic mode. It was something quite amazing to see.
I keep emphasizing to Dan and John how important it is to stay on their toes. Always keep their eyes locked on their bait and watching for follow.
He's right there.
Drop it, figure 8 it, circle it, do anything. Unlike most other fish that spook when close to the boat, muskies often instinctively react as though they have nothing to fear. Oh, there she is. Well, that was a good decision. Go back to white. Nice muskie. You know, the good part of it is it didn't take 10,000 casts. 9,332. That was it. Perfect.
That's what you're looking for, right there.
I want to get her back in the water. I'm very appreciative of the muskie doing what it did. First blood. That's mine. We might even get some reasonable weather here, guys.
That blue sky sure looks good now, huh?
Yes, sir.
There it is, see it?
Oh, yes.
I didn't really know what to do. Although Babe told us many, many times what to do, I really didn't know what to do.
Big figure eights. Like so.
It was pretty cool to see something that big coming up on your line. She was right there following my line.
It was pretty big.
Those were the biggest fish I've ever seen. That was pretty cool. It's something I haven't done before and probably won't get to do very often.
Oh, there she is. Man, I dropped my rod tip back to help you open that box up.
Yes.
And all of a sudden it hit when my spinnerbait was going back to the bottom.
See, I helped you out. Oh, that's a big one.
Oh, fall in, baby. You muskies, you ain't got nothing on us.
That's a big one.
That's the fish you're looking for, John.
What do you think?
Oh, that's
Nice.
nice.
You ready for a picture?
Yeah.
All right?
Yep.
Well, that, boys, is what it's all about. Guys, is ready for your next day of adventure here?
Definitely are.
The strong winds finally subsided, at least some, making conditions ripe for a fly-out jaunt to a nearby lake that's known for walleye numbers and a big fish too.
All aboard.
So breakfast behind us, my guests are eager to climb aboard a float plane for their first time. Hey, are we ready?
Oh, wait a second. These guys have never been in a float plane before. You're first.
If you've never soared above the Canadian Shield on a float plane before, it's absolutely amazing how beautiful it is. How much granite rock, water, and pine you see, and how far away from civilization you get in just a very short time. Game plan is this: 2 people per boat, fuzzy grub jigs, and live bait, only a basic map of the lake and our knowledge of walleye fishing to guide us, and a full day to play.
I'm seeing fish suspended, but that's all I'm seeing so far. I'm gonna snoop around a little bit here.
What we have here is a rock pile. You can just see the top of it sticking out, and all up the sides of it are other rock piles and other little humps.
See my line? See how it's slack there? Now I pick it up and I'm lifting it off the bottom. And then it goes slack again. You gotta keep this thing in contact with the bottom.
Just dropped right off the 17 right here.
You got a fish?
Yeah. Yep. He's got a good one.
Latched onto that first big walleye, and it's the first walleye I've caught.
That's it. Lift him up with your rod. Don't reel against your drag.
And Dean was kind of guiding me through it.
Nice walleye.
And then I saw this awesome fish. When I saw the size of it, it took a while for it to sink into me how big that fish really was.
There you go, man. I think we'll measure that one.
And to realize I had just caught that size of fish.
28. 28.
For my first walleye was just unbelievable. I mean, that made the trip right there.
Now you notice we're fishing vertically. You can see my line go slack right there. We're just barely moving it off the bottom. Real slow because the fish are laying flat on the bottom.
The one thing I learned that sticks out would probably be the jigging, because I've never used a jig before.
There, you got him. Keep that rod high. Good pressure. Good job.
Learning how to do that was good for me because, like Babe said, you can pretty much catch anything that swims with a jig.
There's what you're looking
That's the kind we want to get.
Black walleye.
This is my first northern.
for. There he is.
What a great day, but our ride is back and it's time to get the heck out. Have a good hot meal back at the lodge and look forward to more walleye fishing on Lake of the Woods tomorrow.
We have all the comforts of home in our big Crestliner here, I'll tell you that. This is going to be a whole different experience.
I'm a hospice chaplain, and you work with some pretty intensive stuff, so the outdoors is really kind of my release.
You want to be able to feel the weight of that jig at all times.
I've always found the outdoors, whether it's fishing or hunting, to be very freeing for my mind and spirit. I got one, I think.
There you go. Just keep the rod just like you got it. You're doing great.
This trip was like a perfect timing for me from God.
Good one. Bring him over.
Nice walleye.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
And my dad's had a rough time over the past year, so getting to come up here with him was pretty cool, getting to spend a lot of time with him and fish with him and see him laugh and smile, and us just kind of laugh together. It was really fun.
Come on, John.
Ooh, that's a nice walleye.
This has been an awesome experience for us, and we had a really great time. Another one, John.
Yeah.
And we caught some nice fish, and it's just a great place to be.
Another nice walleye.
Nice one, yeah. This has been an absolutely unbelievable experience. John and I have already talked about it. This is, you know, one of those things that we'll remember the rest of our life for sure together. That coming to this beautiful place, experiencing things we've never experienced and doing things we've never done, and doing that together is something that we'll remember the rest of our life.
I could just eat these hunks of fish like candy. They're so good when they're fresh like this. Food of the gods.
For more information on Melines Lodge and guide service at Lake of the Woods, here's how to contact them. They offer complete fishing packages throughout the year for literally any fish that swim in this massive scenic Canadian lake. You'll find extremely qualified guides, first-rate accommodations, fine food, and everything else you, family and friends, or corporate clients could possibly want. That's Melines Lodge and guide service at Lake of the Woods.